What if God forgave you $1,000,000 debt and you demanded $10 from your friend? This is the parable of the unmerciful servant. A king decided to settle accounts. One servant owed him 10,000 talents, an impossible sum worth millions today. Since the man couldn't pay, the king ordered him, his family, and all he had to be sold. The servant fell on his knees. "Be patient with me," he begged, "and I will pay back everything." The king took pity. He didn't just give him more time, he canceled the entire debt. But that same servant went out and found a fellow servant who owed him 100 denarii, a tiny fraction of what he'd just been forgiven. He grabbed him and began to choke him, demanding, "Pay back what you owe me." His fellow servant begged with the exact same words, "Be patient with me, and I will pay you back." But he refused. He had the man thrown into prison. When the other servants saw this, they were outraged and told the king. The king called the unforgiving servant back. "You wicked servant," he said. "I canceled all that debt of yours because you begged me. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you?" In anger, the king handed him over to the jailers until he could pay back all he owed, which was never. Jesus ended the parable with a chilling warning. "This is how my heavenly Father will treat each of you unless you forgive your brother or sister from your heart." So what's the real story? It's not about earning forgiveness. It's about releasing what you've already been released from. We've been forgiven a debt we could never repay. How dare we withhold forgiveness for the small offenses against us? Holding on to bitterness doesn't make you strong. It makes you a prisoner of the very debt you were freed from. Who do you need to release from a debt today? Forgiveness is freedom. If you want to grow in grace and live in the freedom Christ paid for, join the community for daily stories that help us walk in truth and love.